You're listening to Rock Our Whim, hosted by me, Danny Faye. So if you just want to introduce yourselves.
Hi guys, I'm Kieran and I sing in Neptune Rain.
Hi guys, I'm Rob and I play bass in Neptune Rain.
Hey, I'm Simon. I play guitar in Neptune Rain.
And who's missing?
And Ollie is not here and he also plays guitar in Neptune Rain.
So is there a lead guitarist and a rhythm guitarist, or you do take it in turns?
I play lead mostly, and Ollie plays rhythm.
What was it like basically launching in lockdown?
Strange. It was an odd one because we formed up in 2019, so we were able to meet up initially and sort of try a few things out, write a bit of music, and we actually managed to record our first 2 singles in that period. And then just everything locked down, and then sort of since that point onwards, we're just having to do everything online, which was really strange because it just wasn't what we'd planned at all.
Yeah, it was quite nice. It was stressful at times, just trying to get things done and film from each other's homes and record from each other's homes. But what was quite nice was that initially we'd planned to release our first single kind of straight up and like with no audience, and no one would have cared. But it was quite nice because that first lockdown period enabled us to like build a bit of an audience, and then when we released it, people wanted to listen, which was nice. It made it feel worth it.
That was cool.
Yes, I suppose you had the benefit of everyone being at home.
I think that was it. Yeah, that was definitely did give us a bit of a boost. I think I'm just able to connect with people from all over the world as well. It wasn't. I think initially we were planning on playing just sort of local shows and maybe getting a bit of a following just in the local area. And then when we were forced to go onto social media, it was sort of like, oh, okay, there's people, not from around here who are interested too, and that was really cool.
Yeah.
So were you in bands before, or is this all your first band?
I think we've all done stuff, haven't we?
All done stuff, yeah. I've been in sort of lots of local bands around sort of Cheltenham and Gloucester, just sort of smaller kind of projects. I think this is probably the one that I've been in that's definitely looks like it's sort of doing the most interesting stuff. But weirdly, we haven't played a show yet, so that is strange. It's sort of like it feels like it's going places, but I haven't seen any kind of evidence of that sort of on the ground. So that'd be fun, just sort of playing to our first audience.
Yeah, and like none of us knew each other when we met, so Simon and I connected on like a online musicians forum, and we both kind of posted examples of stuff that we'd done in the past. We kind of realized we were sort of in the same ballpark. He was a bit more emo, I was probably a bit more new metal, and but we're like, do you know what, like it's in the right kind of area. We connected and I didn't scare him off, so that was positive.
Yeah.
There's always time, bro. There's always time. And then Rob, we met through a musician that we met at the same time as well. So none of us knew each other, but it's been really nice because I think one of the things I missed about band life was the friendship and the camaraderie and doing it together, which I think has been really important through the lockdowns and the isolation and stuff of the last 18 months.
Yes, you've actually got to know each other over online as well then.
Yeah. I mean, mostly like we obviously, like I was saying earlier, we did sort of meet up provisionally, but I feel like our sort of relationships kind of grown mostly online because it's had to, which is, it's been really strange. It's sort of like, it's almost when I remember when it sort of opened up and we were able to meet in person, it was just really odd, kind of almost seeing these people that we'd just seen half of through a screen for nearly a year. So yeah.
I think we've only actually done social things twice. I think you went out for dinner on New Year's Eve 2019 or 2020, and then 2 weeks ago we went to a gig in Birmingham. And even that was kind of social, kind of band stuff. So so it's weird. So I hope there's more opportunity to actually do fun things, but we talk every day, and there's always stuff to do and plan and think about. So so it's good. I think when you're trying to take a band seriously, it's very helpful if you get on and we're on the same page with about a lot of things.
Yeah, and we definitely click.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So what made you want to do it like by streaming and stuff instead of holding out and waiting?
So we had that conversation, and we were kind of like, we could wait it out or we could just crack on. And I think it's really weird trying to put yourself back in the mindset of like March 2020 and thinking, oh, like how long is this going to go on for? And I don't really think anyone thought it would be like, we'd still be here like 18 months later and things would be a bit weird. So we're glad we did just crack on. I think we just thought like, do you know what? Let's not let anything hold ourselves back.
Yeah.
And just do what we can to, I don't know, provide a little bit of entertainment and have fun and give ourselves something to work on in such a like rubbish time for the world.
I think sort of at the time it's difficult with hindsight, but at the time I think it was just sort of a case of we didn't really know what was next, but we felt like we had to be doing something, and we were already at that point sitting on some good material, and we thought let's just get it out there in whatever way we can, and then once this all blows over, which we assumed was going to be fairly soon, then we'd be sort of big covered and got something to kind of bounce off, and then it carried on, and we thought okay, we've got to sort of keep adapting, keep changing, keep altering what we're doing to kind of make the most of what was going on at the time. But it was a constantly evolving thing.
Because you released an EP, didn't you, during whatever lockdown it was in November?
I think that was sort of the second-ish, but it was always a bit sort of,
yeah.
It feels like one big one now, but
it feels like, other than those couple of summer months last year, the rest of it just feels like one massive lockdown. So we got the first two tracks done before the first lockdown, and then that late summer, early autumn time when things were still open, we recorded the second two. And did we still do that together?
That's a good question.
I think we
did. We got those done in the gap between the two.
Oh yeah, we did. Yeah,
and the first two we did just before the March one, which in hindsight was great. But and then the second two we did in that little sliver. I think it was like October time when it all let off for a couple of months, and then. Yeah, so we timed it well. I think it was whenever we had a break, we just thought, we don't know how long this is going to last. Let's just quickly get this cracked out. But
the singles that we've released this year, we've had to record from our own homes. So these guys had to buy new equipment and stuff to record all their parts and then send them over. And I do all the editing and stuff from this room. And it's weird.
I travel around a bit for my job as well, so I've been having to do bits from sort of hotel rooms, and that's been fun. So it's like carrying a bass around with me. It's almost like touring, but not quite the same.
Touring, but no one's there to watch you.
Yeah,
a mini tour all on your own.
Yeah, it's not quite the same, but
Bob tours the country.
Yeah.
So I mean, the your newest single. Was done via the internet.
So Bitter Pill is the most recent one that came out Friday the 30th of July, and that's recorded from Simon's bedroom, my bedroom, Rob, various hotel rooms, and then sent over here, do the editing, try and put it together, and then get feedback from, I don't know, via text message and individual conversations. And it's practically, it's a nightmare.
Yeah, I say trying to explain sort of mixing preferences sort of over text, we found has been difficult. So we're looking forward to hopefully not having to do the same for the next few. But it's definitely been a challenge, and we've got through it. So.
You can't tell the difference when you're listening to it. If that helps.
That's good. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. That's a big compliment.
Yeah. It's probably better because I wasn't there putting you off being really bossy.
Do that take again.
So how did the new track come about? Because obviously we can all relate to it pretty well.
Yeah. Well, so mental health, depression is kind of something I've struggled with since I was a teenager, on and off. And I don't think I really I don't think I really understood it. I think for many years it was just kind of normal to me, and I think the last few years I've become more aware of it. And like on a personal level, the year I had before COVID kicked off was pretty rubbish, and then all the lockdowns and that, they just hit me for six, because they just took away all my coping mechanisms, and everything that was fun in the world was gone. And the band's been the one thing that's kept me going. But lyrically, it's about really feeling at the lowest point. And throughout most of our music, we always try and incorporate an element of hope, like that things are worth fighting for and that there are better days ahead. But I think with Bitter Pill, it's probably the most obvious, where it's really coming from a place of struggling and not really seeing a better days. But still here, and hope that people can relate to it. And and if depression and mental health is something that people have experienced, which unfortunately is way too many of us, and we hope it helps. And if it's something new, then we hope it gives you a bit of an insight into what it can be like. And I think I was saying this, and I talk on the internet, and when we're interviewed about it, most of them are like friends, don't really know. So it'll be a surprise, a surprise to them. Sorry guys, it's easier to write about it than talk about it.
It is true.
So but these guys have been amazing, and the band has been the most positive thing I think over the last 18 months. To just keep going and have belief in something.
You've been doing live streams as well, haven't you?
Yes, we have. Yeah. So we sort of gone through various phases of trying sort of different things. So at one point we had a little sort of game show called NRTV, where we did all sorts of things. We had little sort of competitions. We'd have guests on and do interviews and things like that. And in its current form, it's called Neptune Games, and we do that every Sunday at 11 o'clock over on our Twitch channel. And what that is essentially, we'll have guests on, and the whole show is a competition. So we'll have different little tasks that they've got to do. So there's the thing like where we have that we call scavenger hunt, where they've got to find different items beginning with a certain letter and things like that. So it's all good fun. It's very sort of tongue in cheek and just silly and fun. So if anyone's around on a Sunday morning, check it out.
Yeah, it's fortnightly, isn't it? Because every other Sunday you do a retro
I do
game
a little
live stream.
retro game stream where I just play old games, which is good fun as well. So
yeah, I think the last time we did a live stream on single release day, and we ended up playing like a kazoo round where we had to perform a song through a kazoo, and our teammate had to try and guess what it was. Most of them were all right. The best one was Smash.
I've discovered I'm really bad at that game.
I think I was on Ollie's team, and I think twice Ollie had two of our own songs, and I was like, I know that melody. What is it? And I did get it, thankfully. I think Smash Mouth All Star was the best one.
That was the medley.
Yeah, everyone just joined in on that, and he went a bit mad. And there were some of the ones you did, Rob, I don't think we got. Did you do? No. You did Cry Me a River, didn't you?
I did, yeah, and I don't think anyone got that. But then, to be honest, it was horribly out of tune. So I'm a bassist. It doesn't have to be in tune.
So that's good fun.
Do you think you'll keep up with the streaming now? The world's opening up.
That's a good question. I think it's something, certainly while there's still an audience for it and people are enjoying it and having fun, we'll probably carry it on. But I think a lot of it will depend on how things start going, if we get more gigs and how much time we got on our hands. But certainly at the moment, it's good fun, and we're happy to keep doing it.
Yeah, I think we've probably noticed the difference between the audience on the last release day to the one only released in April, which was I think when things were locked down. That it was a Friday night and no one could go out, so like you said, Danny, like we kind of benefited from people having nothing better to do, which is quite nice. And there was still an audience on the last release day, which was nice, but it probably wasn't quite as big as what it was before. But that's fine, because after so long I'd encourage people to go out and have fun. rather
Go
than watch us
outside,
being
see people.
yeah, rather than watch us being like lunatics.
It's all right. They can catch up on Twitch anyway. It's fine.
Yeah.
Do you have any, talking of gigs, do you have any lined up?
Yeah, we've got 3 booked in. We haven't announced any of them yet, but they're all around the place. So there's one in the Midlands, one on the South Coast, one in London, and we can't wait. Like,
Yeah.
I think if you had told me, like, I think it's 2 years ago that I first connected with Simon on that internet forum, and if you told me then that 2 years later you still wouldn't have played live, I'd be like, oh man, this is ridiculous. Like, I'm just going to do stuff on my own. So it's probably just as well I didn't know. But we can't wait, and just to meet some of the amazing people who've supported us online for the last 12 months or so, to be able to meet them in person at gigs will be
that'd be cool.
really, really nice.
And each
Just a
other,
very
I'm
nice-
guessing.
And each other, yeah. Just
Yeah.
play on the stage with each other. It's I mean, I remember the first sort of rehearsal we had after we'd been locked down for a while, and it was surreal just being in the same room as each other and just being able to play music. It was such a good feeling.
Just like staring at each other going, oh, you're a real person.
Yeah. I can see the bottom half of your body. You're not just the top.
Yeah, you're actually quite tall.
Yeah, you're not 3 inches tall. You're bigger than that.
So I saw on your Instagram that it says Papa Roach, Backstreet Boys. You're laughing. Do you want to explain that?
Yeah, we've never really known where to place ourselves. I have a massive love of pop music from when I was a child, and I think that influences, I don't know, the way I write and melodies and stuff. When we've submitted our music to various things, we've been put on some metal playlists, we've been put on some pop punk playlists, and we've also been told that we're not metal enough and we're not pop punk enough. And I think we just kind of fall into this random place. So we were like, oh, how do we explain ourselves? And we go, well, it's a little bit rap metal like Papa Roach, and it's a little bit poppy like Backstreet Boys. I don't know, but if there's a spectrum, we probably fall somewhere on that spectrum.
Yeah, we've definitely got our own sort of weird niche, but it's been fun. I think it's when we first started getting sort of the constructive criticism from bloggers and playlisters, it was quite nice actually. I think when we were having that sort of rejection from some and acceptance from others, and then sort of realizing that actually we don't really fit in as neatly as maybe some other bands do, and that was really quite humbling.
Does this mean you're going to be all dressing the same when you do perform on stage?
Oh, you should see the dance routines we've got there. That's it.
Getting up off the stools.
Yeah.
The key change. We've got a key change in the song. We need to incorporate one.
No, yeah. Yeah. I think if I let my imagination run wild, I could definitely envision a really, really poppy image, but I think we actually need to stay true to actually who we are, and we're a little bit more rock and roll than that. A little bit more rebelly.
So obviously, besides gigs, what are you all most looking forward to about the world being open again?
Yeah, seeing friends.
That's a big one.
So I live in Cheltenham, but I grew up in London, and I still got friends there, but most of my friends and family are kind of scattered around the country. So I really haven't seen very much of them over the last 18 months. And I think just being able to see them again and have a big hug is it's really nice.
Yeah, that's actually, I haven't seen my grandparents in a while, and I'm sort of seeing them after my second jab. So that's something I'm really looking forward to as well. It's been, because I used to see them quite regularly, and they live down in Surrey, and it's with the whole COVID situation, obviously you don't want to risk sort of doing something terrible by visiting them. So it's looking forward to that a lot, I think.
Yeah.
So what are you looking forward to, say?
Just being able to have a vaguely normal experience of being in a band.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
Just-
that would be good.
Yeah.
hanging out and writing music together rather than far apart.
Yeah. I missed that. We
organise
did
the
have it
plan.
brief. Yeah, we did have that briefly at the start, and it was really, really fun. And then, of course, it was all sort of taken away from us. So looking forward to that too.
Because it's different, because obviously when you're in a room together, you can bounce ideas off each other, can't you?
Yeah. It's really quick to make changes and come up with ideas in a way that's just not possible when you're sending files back and forth across the internet. It's the immediacy is lost. And you want like a quick answer on something and everyone's at work or whatever, and you're like, oh God, I've got to wait. It's it's frustrating, but it's cool. It's been fun. And I think, you know, when we sat down at the start of last year and mapped out what we thought our 12 months would look like, we thought our first few gigs were going to be to, you know, nobody and nobody caring. And that still might be the case, but we feel like there's at least a little bit of a platform there that hopefully there will be some people who come along and hopefully know the songs and you know the words and want to sing along and want to say hello and that sort of stuff, and that'd be awesome. But it just feels as that add a bit of pressure that we've got to go out and we've got to be really good. Which hopefully we will be.
Rehearsing to get it done.
Yeah, definitely.
So okay, lastly then, and I ask everybody this, and everyone always pulls the same face. But if you could rock out with anybody, dead or alive, who would it be?
Oh,
And that's the face. Yep.
I'm gonna go for Lemmy. Lemmy's cool.
Aye.
Yeah,
Agreed.
because it's dead or alive, so I can pick Lemmy. I just think he is just the epitome of sort of, you know, what a rock legend is, and that would just be such an experience. And I feel like he was quite a cool guy as well. Like it'd just be good to sort of hang out with him after the show.
I was in a restaurant in Bournemouth recently, and it's like a kind of rock diner kind of vibe, and there was a massive portrait of Lemmy staring at me whilst I had my dinner. I was like, yes, Lemmy.
You feel like you're going to really enjoy that dinner then.
yeah. Go on, Si, who's yours?
Staying true to my emo roots, Gerald Way.
Yes.
Yeah,
That'd be awesome.
be done.
Yeah. I'm always kind of torn on this answer. And it kind of shows, I think, my duality of my kind of pop and sort of metal influences. And so I think, like Chester Bennington, just as an absolute idol, I'd just love to hang out with the guy, and, you know, would have loved to have met him and just talk to him and just be his mate, I think. And then on the other side, I'd love to write a massive pop anthem with Justin Timberlake. So, you know, I'm like, always a little bit torn. And this is probably the first time that question's come up, and Rob hasn't said Amy Lee.
Amy Lee.
So,
That's a good point.
Yeah,
So well done, Rob.
Amy Lee anytime. But yeah, I think it was the dead or alive. I was just like, I could choose someone who's not with us anymore, and Lemmy is a legend. But yeah, otherwise it would always be Amy Lee. She's absolutely brilliant. I love her.
You just went for the typical bassist answer of Lemmy.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Fine, I'm right there with you.
I'd forgotten that he played bass for a second as well. I think it is just the persona he has. It's just that power, and yeah, absolute legend.
Is that a bass? Is that a bass on your wall, Danny? Or is it guitar?
Yeah,
I can't see the amount of strings. Bass.
The bass, yeah.
Awesome.
I bet.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Favoritism going on, man.
Yeah.
Bassists unite, man. You're outnumbered, man.
So if you just want to shout out your your socials so people can find you.
Yeah, so our tags on most things are We Are Neptune Rain. Website address is weareneptunerain.com, and if you go to that, it will give the links to everything. But yeah, Facebook, Instagram, We Are Neptune Rain. Come and say hello. We're very friendly and weird.
Okay, well, thank you guys.
Thank you, Danny. It's been
Thanks for having
fun.
us.
Yeah, and I hope you get to actually meet up soon.
Yeah, and play.
Yeah,
Whereabouts in the country are you?
I'm down in Kent.
Okay. Cool. I thought it was Kent, Canterbury.
Yeah.
Canterbury, yeah, got
Awesome.
Canterbury there. Maidstone.
Yeah.
I always get confused with Maidstone and Maidenhead. It is Maidstone, isn't it?
Isle of Sheppey. Hey.
At the Sheppey, yeah.
Well, don't come there.
Avoid it. Abort.
Cool. Well, we'll give you a shout if we're down in Kentways. And you can,
Yeah, let us know.
Yeah. Awesome.
All right, well, thank you for coming on, guys.
No worries. Thanks for having us.
All right.
Cool.
That's all right, and good evening.
Yeah, have a good evening.
Yeah.
See you
Take care.
later.
Yeah.